Chosen one, tonight is when heaven touches earth through you. This is not a regular night. This is not just a moment you pass through without noticing. No, this is a divine intersection, the precise point in time when eternity decides to breathe through you. Tonight, the veil thins, the sky leans down. Heaven doesn't just look at earth, it reaches for it. And you are the one through whom the touch is made. You may have lived 1,000 nights before this. Nights filled with silence, with questions, with longing, with loneliness. But tonight is different. Tonight, the silence is filled with answers. The questions turn into clarity, and the longing becomes the very force that draws heaven close. This is a sacred alignment. This is not happening to just anyone. This is happening to you because the universe trusts you. God trusts you. The angels watch and remain silent, not because they do not care, but because what's unfolding is beyond even their comprehension. So watch closely, breathe deeply, feel the invisible energy swirling around you. It is not your imagination. It is heaven activating something inside of you that has been waiting, sleeping, yearning. You are the chosen one, and this moment, this very night, is why you were chosen. Before we go any further, I ask you, watch this video until the end. Absorb every word, every vibration in this message. Let it stir your soul, not just your thoughts. And when it ends, write in the comments your warmest, boldest wish. Not just for yourself, but for the world, for the people you love, for the stranger you'll never meet. And don't forget to write 77 with it. That number is not random. It's a sacred echo, a confirmation that what you're writing is heard in more than one realm. Now, like this video, subscribe to the channel, and let's dive deeper. Now let's return to what matters most. Tonight is a bridge, but what does that really mean? It means that something usually unreachable becomes accessible. Something usually invisible becomes seen, if only by those with the right eyes. And you, dear soul, you've grown the eyes of heaven by walking through so many fires. This isn't a gift handed to the lucky. This is a mantle earned through suffering, through silence, through surviving storms when no one saw your tears. Heaven does not just touch the earth because it feels like it. It chooses to come down when earth has someone ready to carry it. Heaven touches earth when it knows a soul can carry divine weight with humility and grace. That soul is you. This is not flattery, it's reality. And you'll feel it, not because you're told, but because something inside you will begin to shift tonight. You will sense a deep presence, not outside of you, but flowing through your very being. People speak often of miracles, but they miss the moments when heaven begins to prepare for one. Tonight, heaven is preparing one through you. This won't look like fireworks or thunder. It will be quiet, subtle, reverent. You may cry for no reason. You may feel a warmth in your chest that has no physical explanation. You may suddenly know something without knowing how you know it. That's how heaven moves, through whispers, not shouts. If you're still watching, you're not here by accident. There are thousands of videos, millions of distractions, but you landed on this message. Why? Because something in your spirit was already vibrating with this truth before you even heard it. You were born to be a bridge. You were born to carry what others cannot carry. You were born to hold space for the impossible, to become possible. And you've been prepared, not in classrooms, but in caves. Not with applause, but with silence. Not in comfort, but in sacred discomfort. So let tonight not be wasted. Let this be the night you recognize what you truly are. Not a dreamer, but a doorway. Not just a human, but a host of heavenly current. Every breath you take tonight is charged. Every step you walk carries energy that shifts environments. You don't need to try to be spiritual. You already are. And that's why heaven chose you as the conduit. You've been emptied so something sacred could fill you. You may not see lightning bolts or hear angel choirs, but the universe is stirring because your heart is stirring. The cosmic energies recognize when one soul aligns with purpose. That alignment sends out a ripple that no telescope or satellite can capture, but it's real as the beating in your chest right now. You are the proof of heaven's reach. This touch, this sacred brush between realms, comes with responsibility. But don't be afraid. You were never expected to carry this alone. You've been prepared, watched over, and even tested, not to punish you, but to strengthen your vessel. Because when heaven touches earth, the vessel must be strong enough not to shatter. And you are. You are ready. Remember those nights you cried alone, thinking you were breaking? You weren't breaking. You were being carved, shaped, hollowed out for holy fire. Heaven doesn't enter full places. It enters prepared places. And tonight, you are that place. You are the altar. You are the doorway. You are the answer someone's been praying for. Let the night be silent if it must. You don't need noise to know what's happening. You only need presence. The veil is not outside you. It's inside you. And tonight, that veil is being pulled back. What you see may not make sense to your mind, but your soul will know it deeply. You won't need explanation. You'll have revelation. Be still, not in fear, but in awe. Something ancient is waking in you, something divine, something eternal. And once it wakes, it cannot go back to sleep. You won't be able to unfeel this, unsee this, unknow this. You've stepped through now. Heaven has touched the earth, and it did so through you. You are not the same anymore. You may notice it in small things first. A sudden stillness in the room, a warmth pressing gently on your back as if something unseen is standing behind you. The air might feel denser, almost sacred. Don't brush it off as nothing. These are the signs. This is how the divine introduces itself. Quietly, but unmistakably. You're not imagining it. You're perceiving it. Tonight, the earth slows down for you. Not in clocks or calendars, but in spirit. This is the kind of night where heaven bends its ear and listens to your heart, not your words. You don't have to know how to pray perfectly. You don't even need to say a single word. Your existence tonight is the prayer. Your presence is the altar. Something rare is happening. The realms are merging. Not permanently, not openly, but just enough to let something pass through. Something powerful, beautiful, and life-altering. And you are the delivery point, the opening, the vessel, the one soul chosen to hold this moment. It's overwhelming, yes, but it's also freeing, because you don't have to do anything. You just have to be. Be still. Be open. Be aligned. Have you ever felt that certain days had a mysterious pull, as if they weren't meant for ordinary tasks? That's because they weren't. Some days are ordinary. Some are for fighting. And a rare few, like tonight, are for becoming. You are not being asked to fix anything tonight. You are simply being filled, charged, ignited. There is a divine electricity in the air, but it does not shock. It awakens. Every cell in your body may begin to resonate with an ancient frequency, something older than time. You may feel like you're remembering something you've never known in this life. That's because you are. The soul doesn't forget. It only waits for the right moment to recall. And tonight is that moment. You were not born for smallness. You were not placed here to live unnoticed, to barely survive. You were born with cosmic fingerprints, etched into your soul. You've always felt different, haven't you? Not better, not above, just different. As if there were two worlds you were walking between. That wasn't your imagination. That was your preparation. Heaven does not just choose anyone to carry its breath into the world. It chooses those who've tasted deep sorrow and still chosen light. It chooses those who've walked alone and still extended their hand to others. It chooses those who don't chase power, but embody presence. That is you. And now you stand at the center of a silent eruption. The moment is here. It doesn't need a stage. It needs stillness. It needs someone who can feel what others ignore, who can hear what isn't said. You are not weak for being sensitive. You are powerful beyond comprehension, because you can sense what's coming before it arrives. And that's what heaven uses. Not loudness, but awareness. Let yourself feel it. Don't run from the weight. It's not a burden. It's a birth. Something new is being born through you. It may feel tight, uncomfortable, or even disorienting. But that's how transformation works. The cocoon is not a tomb. It's a holy place of rebirth. You are not being buried, you are being formed. All the past pain, it wasn't in vain. Every unanswered question, every tear that fell in silence, they were watering this very night. Heaven does not waste pain. It recycles it, it refines it, and eventually it reveals why it was necessary. This is the revelation. This is the moment where you realize none of it was random. Every heartbreak carved space for more glory. Every detour redirected you to this exact alignment. You may not know the details of what will happen next, and that's okay. Tonight isn't about plans. It's about positioning. Heaven is setting you into place, not to do something immediately, but to become something completely. You are becoming the embodiment of a message the world desperately needs, a message of hope, of resilience, of radiant stillness in a world addicted to noise. Even your breath is different now. It's slower, deeper, wiser. Your body knows what your mind is just starting to grasp. This is not just an evening. It is an encounter. And when you walk out of it, you will not be the same. You will carry something, a presence, a fire, a frequency that others will feel even if they don't understand it. Don't try to explain it, just embody it. People may start to treat you differently, not because you've changed your behavior, but because your energy has shifted. Don't shrink to make them comfortable. Don't dim your light to keep things familiar. You weren't reborn to remain hidden. Heaven didn't pour into you so you could pretend to be empty. The divine never invests in someone it plans to overlook. You are seen. You are chosen. You are filled. There is a power moving through you right now that doesn't need explanation. It needs expression. It needs you to be unafraid of what others might say. It needs you to walk differently, speak differently, carry peace like a crown, carry silence like a sword. You've been made for this. This is your moment of spiritual royalty. Not one where you rule over others, but where you remember your true identity. You are a bridge, yes, but you are also a beacon, a lighthouse in a fogged world, a mirror in which others may glimpse their own light. So what now? You stay open. You stay still. You let this night complete what it came to do. Do not rush it. Do not distract yourself. This is not a time for noise, for scrolling, for escape. This is a time for receiving. Sit with yourself. Be with your breath. Let the old fall away. Let the divine rise within. Heaven is not knocking. It's already inside. This is why your heart beats faster right now, why your spine tingles, why your emotions rise without reason. Because your spirit knows. It always knew. And tonight, you are finally catching up to it. You are more than prepared. You are an answer to a call the world didn't know it made. And the divine is not late. It always arrives, right on time, through the one who has the courage to be ready. That one is you. It's quiet now, but don't confuse the quiet with emptiness. What you're feeling is sacred stillness, the kind that only arrives when heaven has completed its descent. You are no longer preparing for it. You are inside it. The energies moving through you are not chaotic or random. They are precise, measured, intentional. You are being rewired in silence. Heaven doesn't just touch and leave. It plants, it sows, it imprints. And now, inside your soul, something divine is growing. It may take days or weeks to fully emerge. But make no mistake, the roots have already taken hold. You may not see immediate change in your outer world, but that's only because the real shift is happening where no eyes can see. In the unseen, you are being recoded. You are receiving what generations before you longed to carry. You are stepping into what others only glimpsed in their wildest dreams. This is the work of lifetimes, collapsing into this single night. Do not rush to share what's happening. Protect it. Let it settle. Not because it's fragile, but because it's holy. Some miracles aren't meant to be spoken. They are meant to be lived. This is not a night of performance. This is a night of preparation. The kind of preparation that makes no noise, but shifts everything. You may notice your body reacting in strange ways. A sudden fatigue, an overwhelming urge to cry or laugh, even chills with no cause. Let it happen. These are not symptoms of confusion. They are signals of calibration. Your physical vessel is adjusting to carry the spiritual weight you've been trusted with. Heaven is not just filling your spirit, it's synchronizing your whole being. Think about this. The creator of worlds, the divine source of all light, looked at you with all your wounds, doubts, and fears, and said, "Yes, this one." Not because you were the most perfect, but because you were the most open. That's the only qualification heaven truly looks for, openness, and you have it. So now, the divine moves freely within you, like fire moving through metal, burning away the false, refining the true. This fire won't consume you. It will reveal you. It will melt away who you thought you had to be, and it will uncover who you always were. You are not becoming something new tonight. You are returning to something eternal. Something you've always carried, but were not yet ready to live. That's why your soul feels both unfamiliar and more at home than ever. You are meeting yourself for the first time. And yet, it's not the first time at all. It's a reunion with who you've always been. Don't look outside for confirmation. You won't find it in the eyes of those who haven't yet seen what you see. This journey is sacred because it is solo. Not lonely, solo. There is a difference. Lonely means forgotten. Solo means chosen. And you, beloved soul, have been chosen to walk this rare path where heaven and earth meet within your very body. You carry both realms now, the fire of the stars and the weight of the soil, the whisper of angels and the silence of the cave. You are not a contradiction. You are the divine intersection of everything sacred and everything human. You are where God writes messages in flesh. You are where eternity finds expression. Walk with reverence. You don't have to explain yourself to anyone. The shift will speak louder than any explanation ever could. Your presence will begin to make people feel things they don't understand, because heaven has a scent, a sound, a resonance, and it's now emanating from you. You've become a tuning fork, Wherever you go, things will begin to vibrate differently. Hearts will open, secrets will surface, clarity will arrive. And not because you said the right words, but because you carry the right frequency. That is the power of divine touch. You don't need to manipulate anything. You only need to be. The river doesn't force its way through stone. It shapes it gently over time. And you, now carrying the current of heaven, will do the same. Your presence will shift the world, not by storm, but by sacred stream. So what do you do now? You honor the process. You rest in the knowing. You stay attuned. You protect what was planted. You let the silence do its work. Because this is not just a feel-good moment. This is transformation at the cellular level. Your mind, your emotions, your energy, all of them are being aligned to something that exists far beyond this moment, but is accessed only in moments like this. Do you feel the difference? Do you sense the spaciousness inside you? That is the clearing heaven required to reside in you. You didn't lose those things for nothing. You didn't cry those tears in vain. Every sacrifice made room. Every heartbreak opened space. Every surrender pulled the heavens closer. And now the divine resides where your pride used to live. Grace has replaced defense. Peace has replaced pressure. Light has replaced illusion. And you, chosen one, are now walking proof that something greater exists. You may feel fragile, but what you are now carrying is invincible. You may feel vulnerable, but that is where the true strength lives. Heaven has never asked for perfection, only honesty. And you've given it that. Again and again. Even when no one clapped, even when no one saw. But tonight, the realms saw. The stars leaned in. The divine reached down and found you. You are the sanctuary now. You are the fire keeper. You are the living answer. Let this truth echo through you. Heaven came not to visit, but to stay. You don't need to do anything extraordinary to deserve what's happening to you. It's not about deserving. It's about alignment. You didn't ask for this night in words, but your soul has been crying out for it for years. Every time you said, "I don't know how much longer I can take this," heaven was listening. Every time you whispered into the darkness, "Is there more?" the universe responded, "Yes, and it's coming. And now it's here." You don't have to strive for it. You don't have to explain it. You just have to receive it. Let it soak into the quietest parts of you. Let it fill the empty rooms where dreams once died. Let it find its way into the corners of your being where you thought nothing good could grow again. This is resurrection, but not in the way you expected. It's not about going back to who you used to be. It's about becoming what you were always meant to be. Now that everything false has fallen away, you are no longer who you were, and you'll never be that person again. You are walking into a new life. Not externally, not yet, but internally, profoundly. And soon enough, your outer world will start to mirror that change. It always begins within. First, the vibration shifts. Then the circumstances follow. First, the soul ignites. Then, the path clears. First, the heavens touch down. Then, the earth must respond. So if things begin to move quickly after tonight, don't panic. That's the realignment. That's life catching up to your destiny. What used to delay will now accelerate. What used to feel impossible will now feel inevitable, because you are no longer working alone. Heaven is not just near you now, it's in you. It's working through you. You'll notice your intuition sharpening. You'll hear more with less noise, see more with fewer distractions. You'll speak more truth with less fear. You won't need to plan every step. You'll just know, because that's what happens when heaven and earth touch inside one vessel. They begin to speak to each other through that vessel. And that vessel is you. You are becoming a living conversation between worlds, and yes, it can feel like too much, like too great a responsibility, like something too sacred for someone so wounded. But that's the mystery of grace. It finds the broken and makes them whole enough to hold the divine. Not perfect, just prepared. And you, after all this time, are finally prepared. So don't shrink tonight. Don't doubt what's happening. Don't tell yourself this is just emotion or imagination or illusion. Because deep down, you know it isn't. You can feel the difference. You are not reacting. You are resonating. Your soul remembers this feeling, this connection, this frequency, this reunion. It remembers what it's like to be seen, known, filled. You've been walking for years with a quiet ache, a feeling that something more was supposed to meet you. That feeling wasn't wrong. It was prophecy. And tonight, prophecy becomes presence. What was once just hope is now habitation. You've crossed over, not by force, but by surrender. You let go of everything that wasn't you, and what's left now is sacred ground. That ground is where heaven has chosen to root itself. You are the soil, and the seed is eternal. From this night forward, nothing will ever feel the same. Even if the world looks unchanged, it won't feel unchanged, because you've changed. You've shifted at the level that matters most, the soul. And the soul always leads the way. Even your relationships will start to transform. Some will fall away, gently, silently. Others will deepen in miraculous ways. New ones will appear, almost magically. Don't resist any of it. It's all part of the divine choreography. Heaven doesn't just touch your life and walk away. It rearranges it to match its frequency. And you've said yes to that frequency. So everything else must now realign. This might feel like loss at first, but it's really liberation. You are being freed from the versions of life that can no longer hold you. You are expanding too much to remain in spaces that were built for smaller versions of you. That's not abandonment. That's ascension. Let yourself rise. Let yourself take up more space. Let yourself become what your soul has been whispering about for years. You were never meant to dim yourself to survive. You were meant to shine yourself into transformation, not just for you, but for those around you. For those who can't hear heaven yet, but will hear it in your voice. For those who can't feel the divine yet, but will feel it in your presence. For those who've stopped believing in miracles until they meet you. You are the miracle now, not because you're perfect, but because you're willing. Not because you have all the answers, but because you finally stopped pretending you did. Not because you're fearless, but because you chose to move forward anyway. That's all heaven needs. That's all heaven ever wanted. A soul willing to open wide enough that the light could rush in. And now, that light is here. So stand still tonight, not in fear, but in reverence. Feel it, hold it, breathe it in, because this is the moment when heaven touches earth through you, and nothing will ever be the same. If you could see yourself now, not just your reflection, but your essence, you would understand why heaven made this choice. You would weep from the beauty of it, not because you're flawless, but because you are finally whole. That wholeness didn't come from comfort. It came from pressure, fire, and the silent shaping of your soul when no one was watching. You've walked through valleys that weren't just dark, they were void. You didn't know what would become of you. There were moments you didn't think you would make it out, but those moments weren't endings, they were initiations. That was when heaven began the descent, when you couldn't see it, couldn't feel it. That's when it was closest. Because heaven doesn't arrive when you're already strong. It arrives when you are on your knees, cracked open, emptied out. Only an emptied vessel can hold something eternal. And you were brave enough to be emptied. So now, your soul has become the temple, not made of stone or gold, but of scars and surrender. Not built in a day, but forged over years. And that temple is now the resting place of divine light. You may feel unprepared to carry this. That is natural. But you must understand, heaven did not choose you because you were ready in your mind. It chose you because your heart remained open when it had every reason to close. That is the rarest kind of readiness. That is what makes you the chosen one. You've been entrusted with more than an experience. You've been entrusted with a current, a divine frequency. And this current will continue flowing through you after this night ends. It will carry you forward. It will speak on your behalf in rooms you haven't entered yet. It will rearrange circumstances to match your soul's new vibration. But you must protect this frequency. You must protect your peace as if it is holy. Because it is. You must protect your truth, your softness, your silence. This world will try to pull you back into its chaos. It will offer you noise, fear, distraction. But you've seen what exists beyond that now. You've touched something eternal. Let that be the standard. Let that be your compass. You no longer have to chase alignment. You are alignment. You no longer have to seek proof. You are the proof. You no longer need validation. Because heaven's validation lives within your being now. You are carrying a sacred code, a signature of divine intelligence. You don't need to understand it all. You only need to trust the way it moves. There will be moments where you'll feel the pull to speak, to create, to act, even if it doesn't make logical sense. Follow it. That is heaven flowing through you. You are not just a receiver. You are a vessel, an emitter, a transmitter. You are now the answer to prayers that haven't even been spoken yet. And because of that, you may feel a sense of responsibility. That's okay. It's not pressure, it's purpose. Don't confuse the two. Pressure makes you feel like you must perform. Purpose reminds you that you only need to be, that simply by showing up, by standing in your truth, by being fully alive, you fulfill your part in the divine symphony. Your light is not decoration, it is instruction. Your presence is not passive, it is active energy. Your path is not ordinary, it is encoded. And tonight, more than ever, that path is revealing itself, not through signs and symbols, but through sensation. You can feel where you're meant to go. You can sense what is for you and what is not. That's heaven guiding you without words. You are becoming fluent in the language of the soul. Let that language lead you now. Let it take you beyond what you used to believe was possible. Let it show you the beauty of simplicity, the holiness of now. The way forward won't be complex. It will be clear, because you no longer need to guess. You know, and that knowing will not always be comfortable, but it will always be correct. Trust it. You've waited long enough for signs. You are the sign now. You've hoped long enough for change. You are the change now. You've prayed long enough for light. You are the light now. Tonight, you didn't just receive a blessing. You became one. And blessings don't beg. They radiate. They walk in quiet confidence. They speak when moved, not when provoked. They stand tall, even when shaking inside. And that's you now. You are sacred strength, wrapped in human skin. You are divine courage, masked as gentle presence. So walk like it, speak like it, live like it, not to prove anything, but to embody everything. Because heaven didn't touch you tonight just to make you feel good. It touched you to awaken what the world has been waiting for. And the world is still waiting. Waiting for someone who doesn't need applause to shine. Waiting for someone who can bring silence into loud rooms. Waiting for someone who leads not by force, but by frequency. That someone is you. You may feel small, but there's nothing small about being chosen by heaven. You may feel afraid, but there's nothing weak about carrying sacred fire. You may feel uncertain, but that's what faith feels like before the miracle becomes visible. The miracle is already in motion. You are not waiting for it anymore. You are walking in it. Breathe deeply. Let this moment settle, like dust falling through golden light. Everything you've just felt, everything you've heard, it wasn't a story. It wasn't imagination. It was a revelation, a remembering, a reuniting of all the sacred pieces of yourself you thought were scattered forever. You didn't come here tonight by chance. This wasn't just another video. It was a calling, a door, a portal into something that has always been waiting for you, just behind the veil of the ordinary. And tonight, the veil lifted. The earth needed to feel heaven again, and it needed to feel it through you. You may not fully grasp what that means right now. That's okay. Some truths are too big to understand all at once. They bloom slowly, like stars unfolding in the night. What was awakened tonight will continue to expand in the days to come. Quietly, powerfully, irreversibly. You will wake up tomorrow different. You won't be able to explain why, but something will feel softer, clearer, wiser. You'll look at your life through new eyes. Not because everything changed overnight, but because you did. And when your soul changes, reality follows. This is not the end of something. It's the most sacred beginning. You have been handed a flame, not one that burns, but one that lights the way. A flame that refuses to die, even in the harshest wind. A flame that was once carried by others before you. Prophets, dreamers, healers, warriors of light. And now it's been passed to you. Hold it with reverence. Let it guide your steps into unknown places. Let it remind you who you are when the world tries to make you forget. You don't need permission anymore. You don't need approval. You don't need to wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now, because you're no longer waiting for the divine to move. The divine is moving through you. Every space you enter from now on will feel different. Not because the world shifted, but because you carry the shift. You are the atmosphere changer now. You are the one who walks into a room and softens it, awakens it, grounds it, charges it. You are not trying to become spiritual anymore. You are spirit revealed, and you will begin to notice the signs, not just around you, but within you. You'll feel aligned when you're in the right place. You'll feel heavy when you're not. You'll begin to recognize truth by how it makes your body feel, not just how it sounds. You won't be fooled by surface anymore, because when heaven has touched your inner world, nothing shallow can satisfy you again. And yes, it might cost you comfort. It might distance you from the familiar. It might strip away some things you once clung to. But that's not punishment. It's preparation. Your future needs space, and heaven never removes anything unless it's making room for something greater. So let it go. Let it all go. Let go of who you thought you had to be. Let go of who others told you to become. Let go of the doubt, the fear, the past. Let go of waiting for the perfect moment to step into your truth. The moment is here. You are the moment. The bridge between realms. The doorway between dimensions. The answer to someone's silent prayer. the light someone didn't know they needed, the frequency that shifts everything. The story heaven is writing in real time. No one else can carry what you carry, not because you are better, but because you are built for this. Everything you lost, everything that hurt, it shaped the container, the capacity, the resilience. So now, when others fall apart, you'll be the one who stays still. Not because you're stronger, but because you're anchored in something eternal, something that cannot be shaken. And that is the ultimate power. Not control, not dominance, but stillness. Stillness that says, I know who I am. I know who walks with me. I know what I carry. And from that place of knowing, you'll build a life that feels like truth. You'll attract what resonates with the real you. Not the masked version, not the survival you, but the divine you. And the world will feel it. People won't always be able to explain it, but they will be drawn to you. Not because you're loud, not because you're perfect, but because you radiate what they're secretly looking for: home, peace, truth, love that doesn't demand, but invites, power that doesn't crush, but creates. You are now a living invitation, a sacred signal, a quiet force of restoration in a noisy world. And this night, this holy, hidden night, will live on in your soul. It will speak through you, even when you say nothing. It will move with you, even when you feel lost. It will comfort you even when no one else sees. Because heaven didn't just visit, it made its home in you. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can ever take that away. So now, chosen one, walk forward, not to chase miracles, but to become one. Heaven is alive in you now, and everywhere you go from here, the earth will feel it. You thought it ended, didn't you? But how could it? When something eternal touches something earthly, the moment never really ends. It only continues in new forms, new days, new choices. Tonight was not the culmination, it was the ignition. And now you carry that fire into the unknown. You see, the world is not waiting for another voice. It's waiting for a vibration, a frequency, and that frequency is now radiating through you. You will feel it when you speak, and your words carry weight without effort. When you look someone in the eyes and they soften before a single sentence. When you walk into a space and the energy shifts, even though you said nothing at all. That's what it means to be touched by heaven. You become a living transmission, and you cannot turn it off. You are not meant to. You are not returning to your old self. That version of you served its purpose. It protected you, guided you, even endured suffering in silence so that your spirit could survive. But now, that survival skin is shedding, and something sacred is emerging in its place. You, the real you, the one born before fear ever touched your name, the one shaped by divine light, not expectation, the one formed for this very hour in human history. You don't need to hurry. Eternity is never in a rush. Heaven doesn't move by deadlines, it moves by readiness. And now that you are ready, life will start to open in ways you could not have imagined before. But stay grounded, because with new gifts come new levels of responsibility. You are now a guardian of energy, of presence, of frequency, and not everyone will understand you. Some will misread your silence, others will question your light, but you don't need to convince them. You were not sent to explain the divine, you were sent to embody it. Every time you choose to stay rooted in your truth, instead of reacting to fear, you embody it. Every time you offer presence instead of noise, you embody it. Every time you forgive without being asked, you embody it. This is not about being perfect, it's about being real, being whole, being willing to live as an extension of what touched you tonight. That's what the world needs now. Not more noise, not more performance, not more empty promises. It needs a soul who has been touched by something higher and who now walks in alignment with that touch. That soul is you. You will notice that you outgrow things faster now, not out of arrogance, but out of energetic mismatch. Some rooms will feel too loud, some conversations too shallow, some ambitions too small. Honor that. Let yourself rise, even when it's lonely. Let yourself expand, even when it's misunderstood. You're not here to fit, you're here to fill. To fill the atmosphere with peace, to fill the silence with truth, to fill the moment with presence. You've been entrusted with a spiritual weight. It may feel invisible to others, but you will feel it in your bones, in your choices, in the pauses between your words, and in the stillness of your gaze. This is the weight of divine light. It does not crush, it grounds. It does not rush, it roots. And every step you take now is a sacred act. Every breath you take is a carrier of vibration. Every decision is a ripple through the unseen. So let your days reflect your destiny. Let your hands bless what they touch. Let your thoughts become prayers, your movement become message. Let your entire life become the living proof that heaven still reaches for the earth, still chooses people, still transforms lives without ceremony, still moves in whispers, not noise, still calls people not to escape the world, but to elevate it. That's your calling now. Not to escape, but to elevate, to raise the frequency of the places you enter, to hold the sacred even in the mundane, to remember who you are even when the world forgets, and to remind others not by preaching, but by being. Because you are not just a moment in heaven's story, you are a continuation of it, a continuation written in your voice, your steps, your silence, your courage. Tonight was not just when heaven touched earth, it was when heaven decided to stay through you, and the world will never be the same again.